On this great day of celebration, we gather from many different faiths and worldviews. And let us take this moment for prayer or quiet reflection to give our thanks. To give thanks for the opportunities of study and research, for the blending of cultures and the sharing of experience and learning, for the families and friends who have supported us in difficult times and encouraged us to achieve our goals. Bless all our graduates today as they journey forth from here to their different places and countries of work, to push forward the frontiers of science and research. May they use their newfound wisdom and skill for the relief of suffering and the conquest of disease. May they use their gifts of compassion and understanding in seeking to uphold the health care of our communities, local and global, building a better future for generations to come. May blessing be upon all our graduates as they give generously of their time in the service of others. May they go forth with a spirit of courage and adventure to meet whatever challenge lies ahead. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Please be seated. I call upon the Principal to address this assembly.
Chancellor, Bailey Will Dawson, graduands, and all the guests. It's great to see the Caird Hall quite so full. Let me start just by welcoming all of you, the class of 2023, to Scotland's sunniest city. The operative word here being Scotland's. But we might have a couple of little showers of rain coming through, but I'm sure of two things. One is it will be sunny in this hall over the course of the next hour and a half or so. And secondly, by the time you get to the garden party, we're in the east coast of Scotland. The weather will have changed. It will be fine. It will be beautiful. But welcome all, graduands in particular, and your guests. And I want to extend a particularly warm welcome to Professor Brad Mackay, Deputy Principal of the University of St Andrews. Brad is attending today to recognise and celebrate our newest cohort of ScotGem graduates. ScotGem, of course, is a programme that the two universities, sister universities, teach and deliver together. And of course, we have our two medical deans, both from Dundee and St Andrews, also here. I think, Brad, it's a particularly exciting thing for the two universities to come together again and deliver. And I'd also like to recognise Dr. Karzan Karim, who is a special advisor in education to His Excellency the Prime Minister of Kurdistan, who is attending as our guest today. Pretty nervous graduation, isn't it? So let's stop being nervous. Look, this is a celebration. This is a great hall. Look how busy it is. And our fantastic rector here, Keith Harris. Keith spent many years, as many of you know, in the music business. And he was DUSA president at one point in time. And we talk about events that have taken place in this hall. And I admit, I'm getting a bit old, so my reference to music is pretty old-fashioned. But Led Zeppelin were here, The Who were here, and Keith assures me that Who were even louder than Led Zeppelin was. And my view on this, if Keith Moon couldn't bring down the roof of the Caird Hall, it doesn't matter what you lot do, you won't be able to either. So this is a good, strong, sturdy building, and it can stand a lot of celebration and a lot of noise. And that means our wonderful staff, that means everybody in the balconies, it means all of you. So I want you to make lots of noise. I want you to celebrate as you go through this brilliant event of transformation. And I'll let you into a little secret. The Chancellor and I run a book. So this is the 7th ceremony this week. And we take bets, and including with the deans. Of course, we've got 3 deans here, dentistry and 2 medical deans. We take bets with the deans on which gathering makes the most noise. Now, you are the last ceremony for this week, so the benchmark's been set, and you've got to beat it. Do you think you can do that? So, let's have a little practice, okay? On the count of 3, let's raise the roof. 1, 2, and 3! Yeah, it's not bad. I think the gallery can do better. What do you think, Chancellor? Brad, do you think you can make more noise? I think they can make more noise. We'll have another practice in a minute. But let's talk about you, first of all, graduands. So at any point in a graduand's journey, when you come here, to the point of that transformation, that graduation, it's a special time. For any of you, it always takes incredible dedication, commitment to get to this point. My goodness me, have you guys had to show dedication and commitment. Anybody getting to a degree has done it, but you've done it through the pandemic. And so many of you have been so deeply affected by that in your studies, but also in your chosen professions, also with your families, also with your own personal circumstances, as well as studies. You have shown unbelievable, incredible resilience and determination to get here. It is truly awesome that you have done that. And I want to say to you, very, very, very well done. Frankly, we're in awe of your ability to continue and deliver, so thank you all. At Dundee, we like to say we transform lives. We like to say that transforming lives is very much at the core of what we exist to do as a university. So this ceremony is about creating a little bit of that transformation. It's a pretty important bit of transformation because you're all going to come up one by one in good order, and you're going to cross the stage. And as you come across the stage, you'll come up these stairs as graduands, and you will walk by and pause in front of the Chancellor, who will doff you with the Dundee bonnet. Do get close enough so that she can reach, and especially you tall ones. And as you pass on the other side, you're no longer a graduand, you're a graduate. In doing that, you'll add to a fantastic history of this university, which has a long history, and for some of you, the history of St Andrews, which has got a really long history. So you will be joining those that have gone before you and those that will follow you in that incredible transformation. When you come across here, we expect you to enjoy yourself. So it's fine to have a little dance, if that's what you want to do. It's fine to wave and cheer. It's fine to get photos taken as you go. But there are no selfies allowed with the Chancellor. That you can do at the garden party, but you have to come to the garden party to do it. But have fun as you go across, and loved ones, colleagues, whoop and cheer. Make it a celebration as we make that transformation. Let me tell you a little bit about the bonnet. I want to talk through the ceremony with you a little bit so you know what to expect. So this bonnet, it's made by one of the famous 9 trades of Dundee, the bonnet makers. And this bonnet has made an appearance at every graduation run in this university since we became independent from the University of St Andrews in 1967. We do keep it clean, I promise you. Okay, there's plenty of good infection control here, isn't there, Rory? And it was wielded initially by Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, who was our first chancellor. Of course, Queen Elizabeth just came from Glamis up the road there, and I'm sure many of you have visited. And if those of you who are here for the weekend are looking for a great place to go, then Glamis Castle is very special. Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, was an amazing woman. A great association with Dundee, a great association with what we think about as our values in this university. And our current Chancellor, Professor Dame Justin Bell-Burnell, I'm going to talk a bit more about Justin a little bit later, but I can absolutely assure you that only does she fill the Queen Mother's shoes, but I think, Justin, you excel beyond it with what you've done in delivering on equity and on your science area. And I shall pay tribute a bit more to Justin later in the ceremony. So you'll pass by and you'll be duffed with the Dundee bonnet. You'll also pass the maces before you. So this is a bit complicated because we've got one more than we often have, but let me try and talk you through them. The mace that's closest to me on my left is the University of Dundee mace. And that mace has been at every ceremony since 1912, so over 110 years. Every graduand becoming a graduate passes that mace, and the bonnet passing the mace is that passage. The mace itself was donated to us by the University of St Andrews on the university's 500th birthday. And it shows our connection with our sister university, but also with Scotland, and particularly with our city. I'll come back to our city in a second. Next to that, the mace lying horizontally, is the medical mace from St Andrews. And I was going to say that St Andrews have one mace for every 100 years of their 600-year history. But the Bedalist just told me that the Vatican awarded St Andrews with a new mace very recently. So you've now got 7 with only 600 years. So that doesn't quite work any longer. But this, of course, is the medical mace for our ScotGem students. And next to it is the mace of the city of Dundee. Our university and our city are inextricably interlinked. For those of you that are clinicians, your clinical practice, so much of it is tied into the people of Dundee. But we genuinely are a university that's incredibly proud of our city, and a city that's incredibly proud of our university. And as well as the city mace, we have Bailey Will Dawson. Will is here representing the city, and that connection between us is incredibly strong and incredibly important to us. Then on this side, we have the final mace. This mace is the mace of the rector, Keith Harris. Keith is, well, an incredibly inspirational character. You'll read about him in your program. He also represents you. You, our students, elect the rector to represent your rights, your voice on our courts and through daily life in the university. And Keith, of course, as you've noticed, has his own Dundee bonnets, carefully aligned in colour. So that's the maces. Each of them symbolises that connectivity between students, the universities, and the city. And then the final bit of history is our gowns. So you'll see that many of us wear these blue gowns. The Chancellor, myself, the Deputy Vice-Chancellor, and the Vice Principals. This blue is the colour of the patron saint of Dundee. The patron saint of Dundee is St Mary the Virgin. It's called liturgical blue. On this are the devices of the fleur-de-lis. The fleur-de-lis is also the Madonna lily. The Madonna lily is the flower, the emblem of St Mary the Virgin, and also the emblem of our city. So again, it brings us close to our city. And then finally, there's a thistle. Of course, it's the emblem of Scotland, but actually, as well as being the emblem of Scotland, for me, it's symbolic of all of you, because it shows that tenacity, that resilience, that determination to succeed that all of you have done. So look at the thistle and reflect on what you have gone through over the last few years. So that's a history lesson. But let's come to current day. Our core mission as a university is that transformation of lives. Here in Dundee, across Scotland, across the UK, and globally. And we do that through the creation, the sharing, and the application of knowledge. We talk about being a triple intensive university. And that means intensive in our research with impact, intensive in our teaching and learning, and intensive in our engagement and our enterprise. And that triple intensity comes together in delivering on our social purpose. And you might ask, what's social purpose? Well, social purpose is, for me, why a university exists. St Andrews has had 600 years of social purpose. We're a little bit newer to the game, but no less determined in being the bedrock of the future of society. That great transformation, when governments fall, when crises come and go, our universities are the place to bring people together to shape our future. And that social purpose is why we exist. That's what makes a great university. It's not just me that thinks that. We all do. Everyone on this stage does. I hope all of you do. And also, in the recent Scottish Higher Education Awards just earlier this month, the University of Dundee, once again, was voted University of the Year for 2023. And I think that deserves a cheer. Come on, another cheer. We were co-founded by, well, Mary Ann Baxter was the really key person. She was one of the funders and the original funder and founder of our university in the 19th century. She was a great pioneer of gender equality in education. And I'm really delighted that focus on equity and inclusion in all its forms remains vital to us as an institution, and I know vital to all of you as well. Our Africa initiative, which we launched last year, is based on a commitment to meaningful and equitable partnerships to the wider benefit of society. Sharing benefits, sharing recognition, co-design, co-delivery. Our Athena Swan Gold Awards and the Race Equality Charter together provide a framework for us to deliver that positive change. And there's no one that's more indicative of that positive change on the stage than our Chancellor, Jocelyn. Jocelyn is one of the greatest living astrophysicists. She's a great leader in physics. As President of the Royal Society of Edinburgh, past President, she was a huge champion of gender equality, a huge champion of women in STEM. Her recognition, which has been insufficient but already very strong for her science, has been outstanding. Jocelyn has been a marvellous Chancellor, is at every ceremony, always conferring the degrees. Jocelyn, this is your last graduation. I wonder if I might be very rude and ask you to stand so that we together as an assembly, please stand. And I want you all to join me in thanking a wonderful Chancellor. Please. Thank you, Jocelyn, but you've got work to do, so yeah. As a community, as a university, I've talked about this, I want to say it again. We're both of Dundee and we're for Dundee. We've taken a really central and transformative role in the renaissance of a gritty city. Look at the V&A, look at the waterfront, look at the development of life sciences innovation here in the city. We love our city, and I know, Will, our city loves us. It's incredibly important that we go forward together. We take Dundee to the world, and just look at you, all of you. We bring the world to Dundee. And that sense of community is central to our identity. It's central to us being a global university with staff and students from over 140 countries here. Many of you, many countries represented here today. We continue to extend that triple intensity, that triple intensive partnership around research, education, around impact across the globe. New partnerships in Malawi, China, Ghana, Singapore, Iraq, and Kurdistan, as we've been developing partnerships very recently, and many other countries, many other countries. Our research, too, reaches far and wide. As many of you know, we're real pioneers in medical imaging. MRI-guided focused ultrasound was developed here as one of the leading institutions in the world in dealing with essential tremors, in neurosurgery without a blade, without trauma. It's outstanding in terms of its outcomes. Our research delivers on multiple medicines for neglected and emerging diseases, including a single-dose cure for malaria. You know, malaria kills almost 700,000 people, mostly under 5 annually. A single-dose, small molecule cure. And our work in sustainability and climate change, which has been strong for a long time, we've boosted through the creation of a new Institute for Sustainability. But it's not just the research, it's turning that research into action, making a difference. This is an incredibly innovative university. Top in Scotland, top 5 in the UK. An example of that is Exciencia, a company focused on AI and drug discovery, which went through an initial public offering of $500 million and is now valued at $3 billion, making it the 3rd largest pharma company in the UK, and the largest ever biotech spin-out from a European institution. The Dundee University name on your certificate carries with it an association with that quality, with that innovation. You're graduating from one of the UK's top universities for dentistry and for medicine. You can take your pick of league tables, but top in dentistry for a newly published Complete University Guide, 3rd in the UK for medicine, according to the Sunday Times. And the underpinning research, the life sciences research, ranked top university in the UK for each of the last 14 years in a row. We're leaders on research across a range of diseases, conditions, and issues. And you take that training and that knowledge and that reputation with you. All of you here today, all that have gone before you, those that will follow you, you will be our hope for what happens next. Not just the future, but today, around climate action, around inclusion, around population health, around all of the grand and not so grand challenges that society faces. It's your minds that will be applied to the big issues of our time. We've helped equip you with the knowledge and the skills. You have developed as people. You've met friends, maybe your life's partner, but certainly you've learned a lot about yourselves. And what you're going to do is now move on and put these skills and that knowledge about yourselves, that insight, that Dundee spirit to fantastic use. It is my most sincere hope that our university has helped equip you to take that journey in the next stage of your lives. I want you to be adventurous, bold, creative, agile, innovative. Go out and make your own impact. You're already doing it. Turn it up a couple of notches. As graduates, you'll become global ambassadors with a lifelong mission of this university and the ScotGem students, both universities. You should always consider that we're your university. You will always be part of our community. You will always be in our hearts. You will always take pride. St Andrews, Dundee, the city. We are immensely, immensely proud. I certainly am. Your colleagues certainly are, of what you've achieved. You're a credit to this university, to our wider community, and we all look forward to hearing about your story and your future and your thoughts as we sit together, some of you dance together, at the garden party. So, we need to move on, Chancellor, to doing the business of the day, which is to transform these graduates. But before we do that, remember, there is a competition going here. And you've done kind of okay so far. But I think you can make a bit more noise. I think the staff should be stamping, don't you? And I think up there, there's still a bit more noise. So let's create some noise and get this ceremony really going. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
no bad, was it? Yeah. Yes, good. Thank you, Principal. We now move to the actual conferment of degrees, and I call upon Dr. Colin Levy from the School of Dentistry.
Chancellor, before the dental and medical graduands are presented, I will ask them to assent to a declaration that they will maintain traditional standards of professional conduct. Will the dental and medical graduands please stand? I solemnly promise to use, to the best of my knowledge and ability, the art and science of my profession for the good of those under my care, and to make the preservation and restoration of their health my constant aim. I shall keep secret anything I see or hear in my practice that should not be divulged. I shall constantly endeavour to improve my knowledge and skills within my profession, and to share useful discoveries with my fellow practitioners, whom I promise to hold in fraternal regard. These things I shall do for the benefit of those I seek to serve and for the honour of the profession that I now join. Do you make this promise?
Please be seated. I now call upon the Dean of the School of Dentistry, Professor Philip Breshaw.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the degree of Bachelor of Dental Surgery, Emily Alexander. Aisha Asif. Harjas Bawaja. Hannah Beardsley. Bethany Beattie. Stuart Bennett. Alana Cameron. Carolyn Chan. Harry Clark. Danny Collins. Emma Connolly. Amelie Derner. Adam Eady. Helena Glass. Iona Goldie. Georgia Halkett. Kerry Hepworth. Sophie Hurd. Laura Hill. Helen Hunter. Amina Imran. Anjandeep Kang. Sarah Khan. Nicholas Coe. Sinna Kokab. Irene Kupadaki. Stephanie Lee. Ryan Leong. Kai Jin Lim. Grace Lunny. Tendiai D. Manangazira. Lucy Mason. Emily McAlpin. Amy McConaughey. Adam McCracken. Ellie Mitchell. Rebecca Moody. Samantha Murbury. Erin Mullen. Lindsay Ogilvie. Shannon Paulson. Ria Prentice. Wei Sin Kwan. Hashim Rafiq. Molly Richmond. Aya Salama. Sophie Smith. Shabana Stanigzai. Callum Stewart. Sing Yan Seratan. Cameron Thompson. Rhodey Walsh. Emma Williams. Won-hee Yuen. And for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Kaylee Boylan. Caitlin Gunn. Heather Harrison. Sarah Meribet. Jody Snoot.
I now call upon the Dean of the School of Medicine, Professor Rory McCrimmon.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the degree of Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery and Master of Science by Research, Lyndon Guy Nicely. For the degree of Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery, Keziah Abetz. Nemet Ahmad. Jason Alexander. Seth Allen. Lena Alweli. Mohammed Alweli. Amina Aslam. Krishan Ravintharan. Matthew Emmer. Keelan Baines. Clement Bakina. Megan Batty. Kirsten Begg. Thomas Berry. Alicia Binning. Hazel Brimelow. Helen Catherine Ann Brown. Orla Busby. Claire Carter. Adrian Chua. Sut Chan. Yvonne Chun. Bradley Coleman. Jenna Cook. Ben Cormack. Scott Coots. Caitlin Daff. Jack Dayer. Kalpa de Silva. Dewey Delson. Rachel Duhan. Rania Jasanios Fernandez. Kyra Douglas. Anna Eason. Nathan Edgar. Elizabeth Edmondson. Emma Feakin. Baran Farhat. Caitlin Fools. Amy Fuller. Caitlin Gallagher. Jency George. John Gilmore. Rory Glancy. Yong Kiat Go. Lucy Gold. Fraser Gordon. Alison Gurley. Callum Grant. Owen Gray. Ross Gray. Callum Gregory. Kirsty Griffith. Paula Grill. Lucy Grimble. Jennifer Grimsley. Anish Gupta. Nona Hayden McMillan. Callum Hakimi Kiabani. Emily Harkin. Han Seong Hao. Veronica Hohi. Anna Hendry. Sarah Lily Hidari White. Emma Hill. Gareth Hill. Car Ho. Andrew Hood. Rory Houlihan. Dana Hutton. Laura Ingalls. Vishwant Jairath. Abigail Johnson. Anna Johnson. Demi Keenan. Catherine Kelly. Phoebe Kendall. Christopher Leon. Louis Liversedge. David Chiuelo. Ben Lamarco. Karen Lumsden. Katie McDonnell. Amy McGregor. Kirsty McKenzie. Rosie McKinnon. Laura McPherson. Anna Marshall. Leisha Mathers. Lucy McCabe. Caitlin McCormack. Mark McCullough. Moya McDevitt. Sophia McIntyre. Ciara McGloin. Amy McLaughlin. Emma McLeod. Cara McNaughton. Andrew Mearns. Iona Menges. Kyla Miki. Vari Miller. Zoe Miller. Joanna Mitchell. Nur Kalishaya binti Mohammed Suada. Jonah Morgan. Dua Musa. Arya Nair. Teresa Namawa. Rachel Nardone. Ayeshat Mashallah Nusim. Kiung. Yanlin Ung. Emer O'Connell. Nicola Ruth O'Neill. Claire Orr. Lindsay Patterson. Robert Pavluk. Ben Porter. Patrick Porter. Anya Powell. Mohammed Rahman. Samia Raimat. Claire Ramage. Joshua Rawcliffe. Grace Riley. Cara Richardson. Emma Ritchie. Cole Roberts. Vela Robertson. Jacob Robinson. Chris Chajnani. Joshua Salmon. Mami Samajima. Abdullah Sattar. Stephanie Scullion. Ailey Selfridge. Annette Selwyn. Naomi Sheck. Christy Shum. Blair Smith. Daisy Smith. Holly Smith. Finley Strivens. Divya Subramanian. Nelly Suntilla. Ariana Sheikh Tun. Daniel Tun. Leet Kiat Tun. Ryan Washington. Shea Hatun. Shaylia Tun. Orla Thompson. Amy Thompson. Kimberly Tien. Matthew Turnbull. Asriti Vatwani. Kirsten Waldai. Alexander Watson. Imogen Watson. Clara White. Catherine White. Kithmi Jisura. Abby Wilson. Ellie Wilson. Sun Chi Yap. Sean Yo.
We will now hear from the choir and then resume the conferring of degrees.
For the degree of Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery, Scott Gem. Miles Allen. Hamza Aslam. Jasmine Van Adam. Helen Brown. Juliet Butler. Stephanie Callinan. Arabella Creed. Eleanor Dewhurst. David Early. Yusuf El Shafi. Ryan Glymond. Mark Garoon. Barbara Maria Haya. Carrie Hallam. Lena Hassison. Sarah Henderson. Jack Hirons. Kieran Hoban. Doreen Hughes. Maria Hussein. Alison Infante Martinez. David Jackson. Lindsay Johnson. Keshan Levy. Ronald McDonald. Andrew McGillivray. Michael McKinnon. Heather Morris. Andrew Zenketia. Stephanie Opara. Kausa Osman. Michael Owen. Yashodhan Padiachi. Keithana Rajali. Sarah Jane Riley. Barkat Sahibzada. Omer Shabir. Jade Shield. Demi Sim. Lana Stevenson. Zoe Strong. Lillian Treadwin. Heather Turner. Lura Vijikowska. Antonia Ward. Kaya Vunsha. For the degree of Bachelor of Medical Science, Hannah Bethel. David Cowan. Jessica Craddock. Andrew Hall. Cara Malcolm. Elena Newman. Amy Smith. Neve Berry. Rachel Hall. Lucas Pedley. Phoebe Rowe. Sophia Hamed. Valentina Dupotero. Kirsten Fairgrieve. Bridget Heim. Cameron McFarland. Niamh MacArthur. Sophie Morland. Madeline Pearson. Connor Taylor. Jacqueline Wu. John Crummy. Kate Hannon. Miles Keenan. Cara Luisitha. Ellen McMichael. Emma McPherson. Abigail O'Cansey. Shaila Sharma. Charlotte Williams. Lucy Barnstable. Eve Blackwood. Lindsay Crawford. Katie Ramsey. Freya Thompson. Constanza Cashew. Elizabeth Connor. Lucy Cowie. Karis Gibson. Isabella Harton. Abigail Stevenson. Ailey Strang. Callum Bone. Emily Christie. Jamie Craig. Ben Deacon. Catherine Dennison. Kirsty Hammond. Katie Leslie. Ellie McGee. Caris Mills. Jessica Sanford. Aaron Thomas. Ariane Whiteside. Evie Gibbs. Martha Innes. Nina Jarto. Sophie Kidd. Fraser Nunn. Finley Overend. Mark Ward. Thomas Whitelaw. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Wei Yento. For the Postgraduate Certificate in Dental Education, Jena Nalho Sekani. Graham Brown. Emma Carr. For the Postgraduate Certificate in Medical Education, Syed Abdullah. Ahmed Ali Muhammad Ali. Breege Kane. Ailey Carney. Rishabh Jian. Lucy Malcolm. For the Postgraduate Certificate in Medical Education Radiology, Dalia Mohammed. For the Postgraduate Certificate in Medical Education Surgery, Ahmed Sabah. Mohammed Taha. For the Postgraduate Certificate in Diploma in Medical Education, Fiona Kevitt. For the Master of Medical Education, Joachim Hansen. Asma Javed. Sim Kuhn. Padma Mongru. Jennifer Newbury. Amanda O'Reilly. Carol Williams. For the Master of Orthopedic Surgery, Syed Musa Tikali. Amna Athwal. Kirun Shah. For the Master of Public Health, Devika Sharma. For the Master of Science, Peace Amarika Bulum. Glenn Barta. Chelsea Byrne. Laura Cowie. Bisha Diane. Kimberly Elston. Viva Giktati. Amy Gilman. Ailey Hamilton. Eve Johnson. Vera Young. Louise Kellett. Grant Lees. Gemma Marshall. Jane McClellan. Amy McCool. Olivia McDougall. Ewan McIntyre. Rosanna McLaughlin. Derville McNamara. Natalie McNulty. Karen Millian. Nicola Radigan. Rochelle Savage. Rory Sawyers. Rebecca Cedo. Connie Stark. Ellen Stewart. Kelsey Stewart. Elizabeth Swigala. Joanna Krishna Shamtok. Emily Tosland. Anna Priya Vias. For the Master of Science by Research, Merwin Oseamu. For the Doctor of Medicine, Emma Robinson. For the Doctor of Philosophy, Noor Al-Kudrashi. Catherine Arkwright. Janwei Yam. Lucas Mark Walder. Aram Musa Saeed.
Thank you very much for reading all those names. It's great. We now turn to the honorary degree, and I call upon Dr. Kevin McConville to present the honorary graduand for the degree of Doctor of Laws.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, Professor Kamlesh Kunti. Professor Kunti is a graduand of the University of Dundee from the class of 1984, alumni who will be celebrating their 40th anniversary next year. He is Professor of Primary Care, Diabetes and Vascular Medicine at the University of Leicester and holds an array of other titles and roles as a result of his hard work endeavours. These include being a Fellow of the Royal College of Physicians, a Fellow of the Royal College of General Practitioners, and a Fellow of the Academy of Medical Sciences. He is Director of the UK National Institute for Health Research in Applied Research Collaborations in the East Midlands, Founding Director of the Centre for Ethnic Health Research, an area I will come back to, and Director of the Real World Evidence Unit. He has published over 1,100 peer review articles. He has led a programme of work during the COVID-19 pandemic and is a member of the UK Government Scientific Advisory Group for Emergencies, that's SAGE, and chair of the SAGE Ethnicity Subpanel. Born in inner-city Leicester and attending an inner-city school, Kamlesh grew up with an awareness of inequalities within Leicester, something that influenced his thinking and research priorities, as did a personal history of family members and friends with diabetes. After attending the University of Dundee, and I'm told many a story, but you can speak to him privately about that later, Professor Kunti commenced in general practice as a full-time GP, a very inner-city practice which has helped to become a teaching practice that is one for medical students, a training practice, that's a practice that's accredited to train postgraduate doctors to become GPs, and a research practice, thus leading to his academic work. He was a GP partner until 2020, some 30 years, and still continues to work there as a GP 33 years later, now seeing his third generation of patients and their families. Influenced by such experiences, his original doctoral work on multi-practice audits in primary care showed then how the presence of GPs with an interest in clinical areas such as diabetes, within areas of more socially economical affluence, were more likely to participate in audit, thus highlighting how there existed large deficits in diabetes care with wide variations in practice across the country. Leicester City in particular has the highest number of people with diabetes of any city in the UK. Given that making a difference and personal experience are key drivers for his work to improve the health and care of patients, it should therefore come as no surprise that his subsequent work and contributions continue to address such inequalities with frequent good practice recommendations and highlights centred on applied research health. His work has influenced national and international guidelines on the screening and management of people with diabetes. He is an advisor to the Department of Health and Social Care and a clinical advisor to NICE, the National Institute for Health and Care Excellence. Professor Kunti has been instrumental in the establishment of the Leicester Diabetes Centre, founded in 2012. The largest applied health research centre in the UK and second largest in Europe, and is very proud of a team who conduct real cutting-edge research, not only screening and epidemiological work, but interventional work, especially in diverse populations, such as deprived and ethnic minority populations. The Leicester Real World Evidence Unit exists to make use of live data information that aligns with 6 key characteristics common to all in a healthcare setting. All-inclusive, real-world data that is complete and comprehensive in a given individual. Extendable, in that the data is extended through linkage with other statistics. Representative, real world of an entire population, and large, in that in size it looks at millions of people's details. It is ongoing, making it current, timely, and regularly updated, and reproducible, making it possible for other researchers to replicate or reproduce results using the same data set. It is a result of this work that in April 2020, he is one of the first clinicians in the world to tweet about the then possible disproportionate impact of COVID in ethnic minority populations, something that became very apparent with subsequent data, such that he was able to highlight to the Chief Medical Officer for England, Sir Chris Whitty. Thereafter, he was invited to attend the government's SAGE committee, it's the Scientific Advisory Group for Emergencies, and set up an ethnicity subgroup which he was asked to chair. Professor County was the only GP on this committee. Recent reflections from this work include the importance of learning from local expertise, the value of learning from other countries, the role of civil society as a critical friend to government, finding appropriate relationships between science and policy, and recognizing the necessity of viewing issues through an equity lens. It has been a result of this work and his ongoing contributions towards health services that have seen him being honored by King Charles III with the CBE. All of these we can see mirror the University of Dundee's strategy of triple intensity to inform, inspire, and stimulate each other with social purpose at the heart of our matters. Chancellor, I have the honour to invite you to confer upon Professor Camnish County the degree of Doctor of Laws.
Your Hood, by the authority of Senate, I confer on you honorary degree of Doctor of Laws. Congratulations. Would you like to address?
Wow. First of all, congratulations to all the graduates. Graduate of an absolutely amazing university. And hope you can make the massive difference that university aspires to. And I'm sure you will. To our Chancellor, Principal, colleagues and friends, this is an absolute great honor. I'm humbled to receive this honor. Little in my wildest dreams when I walked in 1979 into the university that I thought I would be getting this. I come from a very inner city Leicester practice, and inner city is where I was brought up. No one gave me a place to study medicine. Who would if you only got 4 levels or GCSEs nowadays and 2 CSEs? Not many universities would, none of the universities would. But Dundee University did give me this chance, and I'm really and eternally grateful for that. And there's a number of other reasons I'd like to thank the university, which I've never done publicly. First of all, it was the teaching that I received here that grounded me about teaching medical students and postgraduates. I had my first taste of university in terms of research. I did a research project in 3rd year, which was published, and that gave me the inspiration to continue doing research. Also, I met my wife, Fatima, who was a medical student here, and she graduated from this very hall as well. So I have a lot to thank University of Dundee for. I'll be eternally grateful not only for giving me that chance in 1979, but the honor today as well. And to all of you, this is just the beginning. Don't let anyone stop you from the aspirations that you may have. Thank you very much.
I now call upon the principal.
Chancellor, I have the honour to invite you to confer their degrees in absence upon the candidates who have been unable to attend this ceremony.
By the authority of Senate, I confer those degrees.
Well, graduates, weather's changed. Not sure how much, but it's looking better. Who's had fun? Who feels transformed? Obviously not enough. Well, you're not getting out of here until I'm satisfied with this. You do understand that. This is the last act of the university on you. So I've got two things left to do. First of all, here behind me, you've got wonderful staff that have worked with you over so many years. Not all of them, but many of them. Please join me in recognizing and thanking our staff. Now, the last thing is, I think Keith Moon still thinks he makes more noise in his drum kit, and I'm not convinced of this. And Rory and Philip, you're still trying to win that bet, right? So this is the last chance. And I've got to be satisfied with this before we move forward. And remember, the garden party awaits you. Okay, so this is the last test you're going to get at the University of Dundee. So, guests, staff, graduates, let's have a real roar of celebration for the incredible achievement of all of you, the class of 2023. On three, go straight for it.
Thank you very much. Just before I finally close this ceremony, there's a few more people to thank. I have seen, but you may not be able to see, the signer, hidden behind a screen there, working away. There's an organist somewhere. I think it's a real person. I'm not quite sure where they are, but we've seen the choir. But can we thank those who've provided music at this ceremony? And on behalf of those of you here today and all the other ceremonies we've held over the last 10 days, can we thank all the university staff who have ushered and marshalled and tidied you up and seated you and provided your degree certificates and so on. They've done a lot of work, I'm seeing. So thank you to all of those and any others I have not mentioned by name for their support of all these ceremonies. And with that, I declare this academic ceremony closed. Thank you. Please be upstanding.